We're talking about them. Let's go. I thought Souls was fucking with me. Oh, this nigga's nasty.
Yo, Mustard is so nasty.
Oh man. Oh man. Coming into the season, many people saw.
Yo, this motherfucker is childish.
Nasty, bro.
Oh my god,
gross, so gross. I'm like, Souls, you good, bro? Like, I didn't think it was you. I thought he was playing the soundboard. I'm like, what's wrong with him?
Yo, over under 3 minutes for Mustard's first.
Oh, under.
Many people saw the Lakers as contenders to come out of the Western Conference, and many people had them winning the championship. But as it stands here today on April 7th of 2022, the Los Angeles Lakers are officially eliminated from the playoffs. And it's not a situation where they did not make the 8th seed, but they didn't even qualify for the play-in. We are going to break it down frame by frame of how funny this season was for the Lakers, and man,
shit funny about it.
Every single person involved. I think it's only poetic that I start off with the biggest culprit of the season, or at least one of the biggest ones, and we have Russell Westbrook. Now, if you go
Yo, those 2 turnovers are so nasty, bro.
I don't give a fuck what no fan talking about. Look, it ain't all Brody fault, but we ain't gonna play stupid. He got like a good 51 minimum.
And at that point, it's majority blame. So tough.
And at that point, GG's, my boy.
Start off with the biggest culprit of the season, or at least one of the biggest ones, and we have Russell Westbrook. Now, if you go back to the moment the Lakers traded for Westbrook, I literally made a video and I said that was a big mistake and they were going to regret it. And if you go back to the comments section, you could see so many people saying up and down, man, you're gonna regret this. Westbrook's gonna be winning a championship. You're gonna look foolish come April, blah 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 blah. Oh my gosh, the dick riding was insane. But now here we are with their season finally over, and I think we can all admit that this was a horrible decision from the beginning. Westbrook is a bad fit on this team and on any team with championship aspirations as your starting point guard. He turns the ball over at a historic rate. He is a below average finisher. I mean, how many smoked layups have we seen this year? He's a poor 3-point shooter. He's a poor free throw shooter, and on the defensive side of the ball, he sucks also. And this is not news. This is who Russell Westbrook has been essentially his whole career. He'll average his triple doubles, but you're going to inevitably lose in the first round. That's what you get with Russell Westbrook as your starting point guard or as your best player. This is just another season of confirmation that Russell Westbrook is not a championship level player, at least as a starter.
I've never seen a superstar like Westbrook where the team has to cater to his play so much. Every single season, it's about how everyone else is gonna fit around you. And Russell Westbrook isn't a player that's gonna take you to the championship. That's the thing. Yes, we have these same conversations about LeBron, but LeBron's LeBron, bro.
Bruh, that comparison sucks, but I'll go even further. Mustard says something I disagree with wholeheartedly. We gotta debunk it, man. Times have changed. This Russ carries bad role players thing, nope, because we would have been in the first round this year. If Russ is great for carrying bums around him and carrying them to the first round, LeBron and AD were in and out all year long. Even if you wanted to say him and LeBron couldn't mesh, him and hypothetically Anthony Davis when he was there should have went crazy. It didn't. This myth that Russ can still go out here and carry bums, not the case.
What about the wizard, Sage?
Bradley Beal's a wizard, y'all. Like I'm not saying Russ. Well, shit, he might just be trash on a bad team, to tell you the truth. But either way, this myth that we have that he carries the bad teams, it's one of the many hypotheticals that are given to players based off of something they did in the past and is no longer relevant.
Anthony motherfucking Davis. I gotta say, AD,
Mustard hates AD.
It's tough to see what happened to him this year. A lot of people were slandering him for defense, but if we're being honest, he had to do a lot on that side of the ball. I mean, when you gotta cover for Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook, Malik Monk, Wayne Ellington, and all these sorry ass defenders on the Lakers, it's gonna be pretty tough to have to do that and then have to give 25 a night on the offensive side of the ball. So I sympathize with Anthony Davis as far as that is concerned. But unfortunately,
no cap, bro, the amount of dick suck Anthony Davis got in the early part of the season when he was healthy was insane. Like, he regressed. I don't know. Jesus Christ, bro.
I'm sorry, but as a Lakers fan, Man, it's funny seeing people who really aren't Laker fans talk about the Lakers and just be fucking contradictory the whole time. So y'all was bitching for his whole career. He's soft, all he does settle for fades. Bro has a career year, maybe not his peak, but one of his careers inside. Keeps going to the paint, literally bulks up, and everybody's like,
he's slower, but at least he's going to the lane now.
Now he's trash because he can't shoot. So, like, hello? Hello? Bro, we good? Lame.
That's where my empathy ends, because on the offensive side of the ball, he was a complete disappointment this year. I mean, the guy's shooting 18% from 3. Horrible.
And it is unexcusable.
From the mid-range, he's shooting well below 40% there, and even at the free throw line, he's shooting 71%, which is also a career low. AD offensively
is about that career high though.
Player, but over the past 2 seasons, he's been dinged up due to injuries, and honestly, I just believe people got way over their heads about that championship run that he had in the bubble, and they gave him expectations he was never going to live up to. Many people expected him to be the one to carry the torch for LeBron James as he enters his prime and LeBron James starts to decline out of his career. But unfortunately, it just hasn't happened, and LeBron has still had to be the #1 guy, and Anthony Davis has had to be the #2 guy.
I'm gonna give pushback on that because I don't think that means they were unfair expectations. I don't think so. In 2018, he had an extremely dominant season, including the playoffs. 2019, in the games he played, he was really dominant as well. Just sat out because he wanted to get traded. 2020, going into the playoffs before COVID happened, he was already dominating. Went into the bubble and dominated, arguably the best player on the team. So after what you saw in the bubble, after what you saw in the regular season as well, I don't blame people for giving him those expectations. It's just a matter of, again, it's the injuries. Truly, it's the injuries. AD's played like, what, 40 games in 2021 and then 30 this year, and these are like scary injuries that might affect him for the rest of his career. It's unfortunate, but let's not kind of twist history now. When the Lakers won the championship, me saying Anthony Davis is the 3rd best player in the world actually was one of the takes that didn't get that much pushback. So that's all I'm gonna say on that.
And Benjamin know about listen rankings that got pushed back. So, hey, I agree with you 100%, bro. Don't revise shit. 80 was the person that you're supposed to compare to Giannis and not look like a goofy too. And maybe he wouldn't be better than Giannis right now, because I think we all had Giannis having a higher ceiling than Anthony Davis, even back then. But he's supposed to be like up there. He's supposed to be rivaling him. He's supposed to be like, all right, he shoots better, but Giannis is Giannis type shit. He's not supposed to be getting no diff by Joel, no diff by Jokic, not even a top 3 big no more. Nah, that's crazy, gang. That's crazy.
He is severely even underachieved at that. Aside from just being healthy, offensively, he truly is not as talented as a lot of people think. He isn't the ball handler that other players are, even at his position. He's a solid passer, but his playmaking is inferior to a lot of his counterparts. As a shooter, he's good at the rim, but he's declined in the mid-range to being well below average, and now he's even worse as a free throw shooter, and the worst he's ever been. And with AD now approaching his 30s, he's not going to get any better. Unless he just has a career resurgence, which I'm not saying is impossible. This just may be who AD is, a good defensive player that's solid on offense but not elite whatsoever. And combine that with the injury concern, Anthony Davis' career, I ain't gonna lie, it looks a little bit tough for the
Yo, he said AD's a player that's good on defense and okay on offense. That's so mid.
Yeah, the way he described it, that's why I said he do not fuck with AD. He called him mid as fuck. AD's still a good offensive player. We wouldn't expect him to shoot no more. We would lower that down a lot if this is who he is. Just stop shooting the ball. He'd still be a great big.
That sound like Grant Williams with a 65 ball.
That's what I'm saying. Like at that point, bro ain't better than Jared Allen. Like, damn. All right.
Here come the comments. I mean,
Jared Allen's fire. Yo, hold on. Wait. Yeah, let me be clear. I fuck with Jared Allen crazy. I was gonna do an all-star vid before he got in the game. I was like, Jared Allen should be in the game. Jared Allen's fire.
This is just another example of the media and players overhyping somebody for doing things they haven't even done yet. Remember when Anthony Davis was ranked as the 2nd best player in the NBA by ESPN? People were leapfrogging this guy over Giannis, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, and a bunch of other guys who, sure, Giannis has not won a championship, but he's accomplished more as a #1 option. And in the case of KD and Kawhi, they've also done that and won a title and finals MVP. And it even gets worse. Remember those those Tim Duncan comparisons, and people were like, oh, he's the next
Nah, those are nasty.
man. You had Kareem, you had Shaq, and now you have Anthony Davis.
Made sense,
I mean, don't get me wrong. AD was
that one made sense. The only one was Tim Duncan
run, but in that regular season as well. But he was not so great and that amazing to warrant that kind of hype. And obviously, he inevitably failed because he's never shown the ability to be that good or even on that level of a player. So I think as far as Anthony Davis is concerned, I don't really blame him, but I just blame the expectations that people had for him. And hopefully a season like this, and honestly the last couple of years of Anthony Davis' career, should teach you not to have your expectations way too high for him.
Oh my God, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I've been thinking about this. I've made this conclusion. Anthony Davis is the Kevin Garnett of this generation. Literally the first 7 years of KG's career, he just didn't have the opportunity to go to the heights of a Tim Duncan, of a Kobe Bryant, of a Shaquille O'Neal because of the franchise he was on. Anthony Davis was the exact same. Statistically speaking, and even eye test, because it's not like AD didn't have like, you know what I'm saying? Right. He had a mid-range game, he had a post game. AD was that guy in New Orleans. However, they got Eric Gordon, they got Drew Holiday, and they had their most injury-riddled portions of their careers in New Orleans. And then they got DeMarcus Cousins, one of the best bigs in the league, the only big arguably better than Anthony Davis at that time, and he tore his ACL, I believe, or Achilles, and only plays like half a season total there. On top of Anthony Davis, little injuries. So that's a majority of his time spent just not making the playoffs, not honestly playing meaningful basketball for a majority of that time. And then again, I already chronicled his time in LA, wins a championship, injury-riddled seasons. His talent at his peak is getting underrated at this point. Shout out AD, bro.
Now, when it comes to LeBron James' role in this mess, there's some blame he needs to take, but it's not as much as a lot of people are making it seem. For starters, whether he wins the scoring title or not, LeBron had a pretty solid season all around. His box score numbers look good. I don't have to read them. I think we all know they look pretty solid. Yes, a lot of those numbers were scored in some meaningless games, but what was he supposed to do? Score 22 and average 20 so that y'all niggas can say he's washed? Don't get me wrong, I know LeBron is not perfect and he did not have some amazing season by his own standards, even though it was good box score numbers. But let's be real, LeBron has been able to impact winning a lot more than he was able to do this year, even if he was averaging less points, rebounds, and assists than he averaged this season. It's just because he was able to control the game a lot more, and naturally it's due to the fact that he is declining. But even with him declining, he's still one of the top 10 players in the NBA. And when he's at his best, there's only a couple players in the league that I would take over him. But nonetheless, his play does not have to do with how the team was constructed, because he did have a hand in that. He had a hand in passing up on certain guys in the offseason for Russell Westbrook. And though I don't believe that DeMar DeRozan and Buddy Hield are the ideal fits that people like to make them seem, just the simple fact that you petitioned for the Lakers to get Westbrook is insane. Anytime LeBron gets arrogant, it never works out. Not one, not two.
I don't know about all that now.
Also, let's not forget, I'm gonna activate playoff mode, and guess what? They missed the playoffs. Then we move on to this season where he says, I want y'all to keep the same energy about our age and this and this and blah, blah, blah. And now that energy is definitely being kept, LeBron. As great as he is as a player, it's sometimes just best to be calm, humble, and don't say a word. And naturally, your play will speak for itself.
It's so funny because LeBron deadass has not said anything. The internet got him, bro. They're keeping the same energy.
If I'm LeBron, I'm dropping that. I ain't gonna lie. I'm getting cooked meme and I'm calling it a day. I ain't gonna lie, I'd do it. I'd be like, GG, but he probably can't do that. But I damn well would. I ain't gonna lie, I'm too much of a troll. But I don't know about the LeBron shit talking one, but in general, nah, man. LeBron with the Lakers, yeah, he got some moments, man. Ever since bro did these, the Crowder. GG's. Ever since bro did these, the Crowder, we ain't seen nothing since. So as a Laker, you on to something. But in his career, I ain't gonna lie, you sleep. LeBron an arrogant motherfucker, and it worked.
Yeah, he came back from his injury in 2019. He was like, yeah, playoff, Bron, activated. Did not make the playoffs.
GG's.
Without the plan. Tough.
You're sick. You're sick. You're sick.
Now, as much as I could talk about LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook's roles in this situation, at the end of the day, the team is just not that good. And that falls on the shoulders of ownership, not Frank Vogel. Ownership. This is a team that has thrown away young talent and draft capital on Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook. And in the case of Anthony Davis, it worked out in a championship, so props to them. But in the case of Russell Westbrook, we can obviously see the result this season. And I don't want to hear the whole LeBron James strong-armed Rob Pelinka into doing this, because no, this is not the Cleveland Cavaliers where he can just tell Dan Gilbert to trade the first overall pick for Kevin Love. This is the Los Angeles Lakers, the same team that in the 2019 offseason threatened to trade LeBron James to his face and also didn't even hire the coach of his choosing, as he wanted Ty Lue and they got Frank Vogel instead. If you had the balls to tell him no back then, have the balls to tell him no now. He isn't the owner, he isn't the GM, he isn't the one with the final say. You can take his suggestions under consideration, but that's all you have to do. Take it under consideration, because that's what competent organizations do. I've seen so many people just let the ownership off the hook because they decided to form a big three. They decided to get somebody like Russell Westbrook knowing they would be financially in hell. Because when it comes to these big threes, it's always give and take. Whether it's losing depth, losing defense, losing shooting, losing size, whatever it is, there's always a sacrifice that has to be made. And it's clear this Lakers team was unable to do that. And with the rest of everybody being on veteran minimum contracts, including Malik Monk, that they cannot bring back in the offseason because of that, I truly don't know what the future holds for this team. There's a very good chance they may become the 100%. Knicks of the West very soon. With the season finally being over for the Lakers, I have to say, man, this is the most disappointing team I've seen in my 22 years of life. I mean, how many times have we seen a team be a favorite to win a championship and not make the playoffs? And in today's league, where they even have
to play in,
they didn't even qualify for that. And I've heard the comparisons to the 2004 Lakers and the 2012 Lakers, but unfortunately, get the hell out of here with that. The Lakers in 2004
still hate me.
made the finals, and in 2013, they made the playoffs.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Mustard's question just, oh my God, the Nets are so fucking lucky the Lakers happened. Oh my God. They had Kyrie, KD, and James Harden on the same team. And I don't care, James Harden got traded. Yeah, it does count, bro. Your fucking team fell apart, which caused y'all to trade James Harden. They're so lucky, bro. That's tough, though. Two crazy-ass super teams failing in the same season. Well, in my opinion, super teams. That's tough.
That team being a 7 seed is still a failure. If they don't spin that block all the way around and win a championship, you real lucky we exist. you real lucky we exist. Because a lot of people just now, oh yeah, the Bucks and Giannis. But when the season was starting, it was Lakers, Nets, can't wait for it. Lord, please let us happen. Basketball's a failure if it doesn't happen.
Yeah, we gonna have a conversation about them Celtics takes y'all had too. Look at what goes around comes around. Did the Nets win the fucking Brooklyn trade, technically speaking? Shut the fuck up. We have a better record than y'all are. Fuck out of here.
Y'all was gigging, 100%.
Oh, and by the way, Laker fans, don't think you're off the hook, because this season just confirms yet again another year about how that championship that they won in the bubble was definitely fluky. Not necessarily because of their performance, even though AD shooting was definitely boosted.
Yeah, this is dicks up.
But giving them a 5-month layoff before the season resumed in the bubble, my goodness, did that help them niggas a lot. Because since that bubble run, neither of these guys have even been able to play 65 games in a season, whether it's LeBron in his old age or Anthony Davis being injury prone. So just being able for them to play the amount of games that they played in total was a little bit fluky, especially for somebody like Anthony Davis. If you want to give LeBron a pass, that's fine, but for AD, he's never been able to do that, and the only
it's interesting you bring that up,
ironically, in the bubble. So yeah, just thought I'd throw that out there for anybody confused about that. But that concludes this video, you guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure
should just ended it 5 minutes earlier. You would have been fine. Truth be told, bro, nah, this is why I call y'all 10, bro. So the bubble argument is so weak, respectfully, my boy. Nah, that's weak as fuck. So you're telling me the same bubble that everybody's in, the same bubble where we credit playoff Murray, the same bubble that we credit Jimmy Butler and the Heat for making the finals, the same bubble where we went on playoff P for choking, the same bubble where motherfuckers was like, damn, what happened to the Celtics? I thought that all of that, but with the Lakers, That's the bubble, bro. That shit ain't nothing. And sure, your stance of, hey, they can't be healthy. But wouldn't that imply that truly, if they are healthy, by your own logic, that nobody would beat them? Because you're saying if the Lakers are 100% that they would win. Your only standpoint, though, all you do when y'all showcase the bubble, and this is why I call y'all 10-year-olds, because all y'all do is low-key admit if the Lakers are 100% they win, but since they won't be at 100% they lose. That's weak sauce,
tell me
though, bro.
something
Like,
I don't know.
okay.
What the fuck?
Oh shit, shocker. Hey, Bezos, did you know if Jason Tatum gets hurt, you have no shot against Brooklyn? Like, what, bro? Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. Y'all 10 and y'all Twitter trolls, bro. Too many inconsistencies. We talked about James Harden getting that block, and we're like, oh, not bad. Oh, Westbrook just got left open. Y'all love bringing that one. Let's stick with the Lakers, right? The Lakers really signed the point guard they left open in the bubble, but then the bubble don't matter for the chip. Craziest meat right possible, bro. Craziest meat right possible, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
fuck
ending
mustard.
the video off that.
Fuck mustard.
Oh, God.
Hey, we gonna catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace out.